Alright guys, things aren't looking too good for Bitcoin, and as you guys know, we have the Ethereum trade that we're working on, and so I'm currently scalping it. Um, I did put a, what did I put? I put a stop loss on the Ethereum trade. I just would rather have it get stopped out. Um, so essentially what we were looking on the channel, and I mean, we're in profits on it. I've been taking profits on it the whole time. We've been nothing but in profits on this trade, full disclosure, and we have had some massive gains on it. But just with Bitcoin the way it's going, I'd rather just pull the Ethereum trade. Everything was looking really good when we opened it. It looked flawless. I've had so many YouTube channels that I've seen just like, like, oh, this is like such a good opportunity, and I 100% agreed with them. And there was a lot of really good opportunity after that Elon Musk price pump, but right now it's just not it. Uh, when we looked at Bitcoin, all the different things that we were looking at, like we found support right here on this moving average. That's only going to go for so long. I mean, this is on the 6 hour saying that this is a top. So, um, yeah, I have my stop loss right here, and I think that's like absolutely gorgeous, right at 13.27, and I'll still be in profits taken right there. I have no problem putting a stop loss right there and taking a little bit of profits to cancel out my position. I want you guys to be like I always want to be fully transparent with you guys. The positions that we're doing, yes, we made money on that position, and like I told you guys, we were scalping it. But at this point, I was, not very concerned long term, but just because Bitcoin is the lead indicator, and I mean, even on the 6 hour, we just got to close below this line right here, and we broke this area as support. So, and we're in a downtrend. It's just not looking good for Bitcoin in the immediate short term. It's just not, and um, we're in the Ethereum long, and Ethereum's lead indicator is Bitcoin. Um, one of the biggest factors besides the DXY is, and the DXY relative is more so compared to like Bitcoin, whereas Ethereum, like Bitcoin's it, and like you see this small little reversal candle, but you don't even need to pull a fib up. It's so ridiculously small. And this is just like a long squeeze right here. I mean, look at this. This is like a gravestone doji. This is like a morning star pattern. Like this is obviously, clearly a reversal pattern on top of a bullish engulfing candlestick. I mean, no matter how you slice this, this is just absolutely, and this is on the 4 hour chart. On top of this, we go down even lower. You have a short position from right here from Market Cipher saying to short the market. I'm not telling you guys that, but this is what Market Cipher is saying. You immediately on the 1 hour, you have this uptrend essentially on like the smallest time frame, and the more macro, like even like ever so slightly, you get more up into the time frame, and you can clearly see that we're in a downtrend. And really, more than anything, it's a fractal idea. You notice that we have this low, like we have this low, like right here, and then we go up, like we went up right here, then we go up, and then we continue down. We go up, we go up, we go up, and then we continue down. It's like a fractal idea that's been playing out. And these are like very common, and it's like a stair step kind of. So we go down, we come up a little bit, we consolidate, we come down, we come up a little bit, we consolidate, we go down, because when you look at it, this is on like the ever so slightly. I mean, this right here is a lower high, is a lower low than these lows. I mean, yes, this is technically the local low, but I mean, this is a doji, and then essentially you do have more selling pressure. Um, I mean, you could potentially, but like we're most likely going to hit this as resistance. Um, I don't have the entire position closed out as you can see, but it's just not looking good. I would rather just scalp this position for what it's worth and take profits where we can take profits on it. And we'll continue to look at the charts, and as they look good, we can keep the position open, and then as they look bad, like right now, I'd probably take like a little bit off the table. There we go. As we continue to move higher, just guarantee those profits. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That was a pretty decent position that we've just been scalping for the last few days, and I was hoping to ride this position up, but like I said, as big as the current sentiment in the market seems to be that Ethereum's going to go up relatively soon, like in the next month or two, all the way up to 28,000. If that's the case, there will be plenty of opportunities to get in on that opportunity. Right here you have a high and then a lower high. So I mean, even in the relative short term, like it's just not there. Like this is very, very, very clearly a downtrend. High, lower high, lower high, lower high. And it's just on every single time frame, no matter what you look at, it's just not looking good. And then you have this bearish candle right here on the volume, and then you have this smaller, and you have no trending volume up. It's just, there's nothing on these charts that are showing anything other than we're just doing long squeezes. It just looks like a long squeeze. Oh, we're going back up, just kidding, get all the longs wrecked. Oh, we're going back up, just kidding, get all the longs wrecked. And it's not like I'm longing Bitcoin. You guys know that that's not the case. I'm with Ethereum, but and I wasn't concerned about Ethereum, and I'm not concerned about Ethereum because we always long from a position of power, and that has always been the sentiment to and so we're going to continue that sentiment by essentially making sure like this is not an area of power right here that we're in right now. So we're up in profits, we're going to take profits, we're going to scalp profits, and if we break something like this potentially, we'll keep the position open. If we hit this and get rejected, we'll take a little bit of money out. We break this support area, take a little bit of money out. Break this, or we already broke this support area, but potentially this is what we're looking at right here. So you put this right here, and then this right here. Or no, I want to do it on the higher time frames because that's going to have more validity. So you'd go to the 4 hour. Take the low, which is this low. Then take this low, and essentially you have some potential of course you have the idea of like setting a lower low and resistance levels and such like that, and you might be saying, well, this isn't a 3 touch point setup, but this 2 touch point setup is valid to basically show that we have to break this trend line to essentially to continue lower. This is technically valid for the reasons that we're wanting to see it valid. Like, it's not like this is like a valid consolidation point. This is a trend line basically showing that if it can't break this trend right here, then there's no way it's gonna go lower, because it would have to break this to get down to this, and this is like basically an area we're just looking at. Consolidation, essentially. And it just seems to be that there's a lot of people in the market that really just are not accepting this. There's no like strong shorters in the market. But every single time frame is looking very bearish. I mean, let's measure swing low to swing high on this and see what we can pull out of a fib. this one right here, and then this one right here, and then I always do this so that I can perfectly line up that top wick right there. Oh wow. Technically, this is like huge. This is absolutely monumental. If this area holds, then the integrity of a confirmed trend reversal isn't in play. But if this doesn't hold, I mean, absolutely monumental. It literally touched it perfectly. You couldn't make this up. Not only did it touch this Fibonacci point absolutely perfectly. Let's see what's going on with the pump. Take a small amount out right there. Alright. Not only did it touch this Fibonacci point perfectly, but so this is the golden pocket that we talk about a lot on this channel, and then this right here is essentially the first support level after the Fibonacci golden pocket area. So you have this second, and then this is the third. And if this point right here breaks exactly where it found support on, if this point breaks right here, then that's textbook area for a reversal pattern, unless there's an absolutely massive amount of volatility, in which case this could be an accumulation area in a bullish uptrend, but we would be testing the bullish uptrend, and it wouldn't be valid essentially. Like, this is the bullish uptrend that we're testing, and on the more macro time frames, the chart is very clearly showing that, you know, we've broken into a lot of these consolidation patterns, and really what we've been talking about a lot on this channel is that, you know, we're more so in this falling wedge idea at this point, you know, but we will see. And so this is the upper band of the wedge, and then this is the lower band of the wedge, and essentially the price action is essentially, it looks like, invalidating this idea nearly entirely with, you know, this was the triangle, and then this was the massive triangle that it was potentially. But like I say, and like anybody in technical analysis will tell you, trend consolidation patterns, they're only as valid as like if they're getting confirmed. They're confirmed with volume, they're confirmed with candlesticks. If the market doesn't play to the ideas, then they get invalidated, as you see right here in this giant mess, and a lot of that has to do with altcoin season, at least in the beginning. Oh, it looks like we had a sharp rejection, and we are definitely playing into these Fibonacci retracement areas being absolutely massively substantial. I mean, just look at this perfect touch of the 0.382 level, and then look at this absolutely perfect touch of the top of essentially this 0.5 on the Fibonacci. And essentially it looks like we could print a doji, but, you know, just absolutely interesting. Not even if we print it, but just the fact that we're nearly in a doji in and of itself, it just kind of speaks to the fact that the market's kind of like doesn't know what to do. This is very clearly in the immediate short-term support, and this is very clearly in the immediate short-term resistance, and this is very clearly a downtrend of volume supporting this consolidation. Essentially is, well, essentially as in like absolutely textbook green, red, green, like up down consolidation on top of a trending volume decreasing. So I mean, we can look at other things, but I mean, at the end of the day, like these are, I always bring to you guys the attention of, like the volume, different things, different macro patterns, different things that were playing out, but like I always also show you the, what we're looking for. Essentially, if we break this, we'll go higher. If we break this area right here, this resistance area, we'll go higher. If we break this support area, we'll go lower. And so essentially, we're just looking to see how the market reacts to these two this one support area and this one resistance area. Very interesting. I'm trading Ethereum. I'm gonna look at the Ethereum charts. Let me know if you have any questions, but that is definitely, well, I wanted to look at the Ethereum charts, but at this point, it's like Bitcoin's really, I mean, if it breaks this is going to be bullish for Ethereum if it, and this is why we always, even though we're trading Ethereum, we know at the end of the day, Ethereum is massively undervalued, and a lot of the reason why Ethereum is trading so ridiculously low is because it keeps being dragged down when Bitcoin has those crashes. But my insight into the market from essentially looking at these charts so much, what I would assume to be the best case, this would be the best case for Ethereum, and it looks very possible, is that we potentially consolidate within this falling wedge, and if that is the case, hopefully, best case scenario, just so the market doesn't freak out, is we consolidate in these areas right here. That would be massive for altcoin season, and this is looking like very bullish, like reversal type candle. So I'm going to see on the 1 hour if we can get some closes, because that would be massively bullish. Look at that doji. And then if we can get this close right here, that would be absolutely massive. This is a doji for sure. This is basically a doji. And then this, if we can close this is obviously bullish engulfing, which is really easy to do on a doji. But this relatively substantial. And then if we can get this price action right here, oh yeah, to rise above it, like I think it just did, above that candlestick, maybe not. But if we can get that and a close above that, that would basically, start to signify that this is the bottom. Or, at the very least, I mean, this is the 1 hour, so, you have to take it, with relative validity, give it the respect it deserves. It's not as important as the 4 hour, but it's not, as insignificant. Oh, that's a pretty decent close right there. That's a pretty bullish close. And so maybe if we come down and test this area, find support on this trend line, and then continue higher, that would be pretty substantial. Let me put some moving averages in. No moving averages on here. Oh wow, look at that. I think we just might have bounced off that potential moving average right there, possibly. Let's go to 4 hour. Because 4 hours is going to have different moving averages right there. No, 4 hours, not it. Alright. Yeah, potentially finding support right there would be something definitely. Market Cipher is saying that this is a bottom right on this candlestick right here. This candlestick, it's calling a bottom on Market Cipher. You see this green dot right here. Oh, it broke through this right here. Yeah, potentially we're looking for this right here as support. If it bounces this, If it bounces this right here and then continues higher, that would be bullish. And yeah, I was thinking that was a lot of selling pressure for, this is a ginormous bullish close. So I was thinking that was a lot of selling pressure just to start out that 1 hour close. I thought that was a little overextended, and it looks like the longs are, taking profits, and the bulls are definitely ready to fight a move like that. And then essentially, again, we could hit this. Got a hammer. There's no way that's gonna print though. We just got that close. But we could have a massive reversal candle if, this continues. It's not going to close anytime soon, but we could have a massive reversal candle, and then, that would just be massive, like to already play out, these different ideas. This is already a pretty strong wick down there. We're fighting a little bit more RSI than what is it, VP, I want to say it perfect, VPVR. I always call it VPR, because that's just how everybody says it in the space, and I just got used to it, VPVR. Let's see, it's crazy, found support right there, found resistance right there. It's pretty much a hammer right now. I mean, it's not going to close, but I mean, it's boring, but like there's literally nothing else we can watch. We're literally right now looking for, this looks like this could possibly be support right here, and then we hit this area perfectly, this Fibonacci area perfectly, and we're looking to see if this is going to continue to be a resistance. Technically, we do have to move against these moving averages, move above them. EMA ribbon, and then Ichimoku. MA ribbon along with, did I put the EMA ribbon? Oh, I just put the MA. So these are the two areas we're looking at right now. Resistance, support, potentially until proven otherwise. Let's take a look at how the 30-minute is closing. 30-minute. "30-minute hasn't closed yet. And then essentially what we can also do is, you have this run up right here. Let's see, so you have this right here, and then this is the swing high. So essentially what we can do is go Fibonacci retracement. While we're waiting to see what's going on, we can get an additional Fib line right here, and that would be 100% valid, yeah, right there. And potentially we could hit this like right here and then continue higher. That would definitely be in play. This is the golden pocket area, and then essentially we would just want to see that for a potential like bullish continuation if that is the case. But that would break this trend line right here, which we're looking for it to be support, which would be very bullish. Okay, let's go down to the 30-minute to really see what's going on these charts, or down to the 15 to see what's going on these charts. Wow, we could get a bearish close, like relatively speaking. Oh, it's waking up. And if we get something like that, that would be a hammer, which would be nice. Again, 15 minutes, so take it with relevancy. We're just, you know, it looks like just consolidation. There's not really a clear trend. It looks like you could trend out that, you know, you have this is a high, lower high, lower high. This could technically be, you know, if you see these red candlesticks, this could essentially be downtrending bearish, and then low, higher low, higher low, and then essentially uptrending on buying pressure. Potentially, yeah, and I mean this buying pressure is more than this right here, so we just want to see a close. Get us a close on the hammer. Put that hammer stick down. Print that hammer stick. Alright, let's see. So we had a relatively bearish close on the 5 minute right here, and then this is really not where we'd want to see it. This really just doesn't, like, if we're talking about going up, this really shows like neither one of these candles, like this entire formation doesn't really, this just shows consolidation if anything, but not really a clear momentum of buying pressure. Although Market Cipher is saying to long it right here. That is on the 5 minute though. So again, take it with the relevancy of the 5 minute. The 15 minute, the 30 minute, the hourly, they all take far more precedence over the 5 minutes. Dang, this is really boring. If that closes, that's a falling star. I mean, this, again, take it with the president or morning star. Just take it with precedence of what it is. Morning star is a reversal pattern, but it's on the 5 minute. I mean, it's Bitcoin's just being so boring right now. This is literally. I mean, I can go down to the 1 minute chart, but nobody even trades on the 1 minute. Let's see what's going on in the 1 minute. They're saying it's a top right here on the 1 minute. You see this? They're essentially calling this as the top, and then essentially they're saying top, top, top. That's what this dark blue, and this is basically exacerbating the top. Again, this is on the 1 minute chart, so don't take it as absolute fact. Again, we can pull back all the way into here and technically have a bullish continuation, but you know, the fact that we've been consolidating so much, you know, technically we can pull back into this area, but it just wouldn't be good if that was the case. We really want to see that trend line that we have. We want to see that hold. It's just consolidating, jeez. Again, like the main two levels we were looking at. This is essentially resistance. It's just consolidating way too much. Let's see. We'll take a look at it for another second, see if it does anything. If it breaks this right here, that would put a new local immediate low for it to continue down, but it's just so ridiculously boring right now. 15, 5. This would be a reversal pattern, and this is saying to long it on the 5. The selling pressure seems to be getting negated. ETH, USD. Oh, we're not going to look at ETH on the 5-minute. That's nuts. Take a look at the 4-hour. Alright, so it's not looking good for ETH on the super trend. It's not looking good for ETH on Market Cipher. And then those are just some oscillators with built-in programs. Let's go to take all these off. Bollinger Bands are fine. Alright, let's take a look at what we are looking at on Ethereum. Now again, like obviously we have this idea of, you know, possibly a rising channel, a rising wedge, maybe a bull flag depending on how it's drawn, but clearly consolidation. Alright. Essentially you do have this double bottom idea that is looking pretty strong, so I'm going to draw that. Let's see. I just took a little bit off the Ethereum trade. Bitcoin's just not looking too hot. It's consolidating though, that's pretty decent for altcoins, like, but we'll see. And it's not clearly broken in or out of a resistance area, but my trade was up, so I was like, we'll just take a little bit off during that uncertainty. So you got this right here, potentially is what we would do if you were like a professional trader. We would just draw that, but I like to do this channel for everybody, no matter what your skill level is. I'm trying to help everybody learn and progress in the market, so we're going to break it down. So essentially you have this coming in. This is technically not a textbook double bottom, because you would want the price action to come in from the bottom or from the top and then essentially create this first bottom. And you could draw it up to right here. This would be the second bottom. Also, you have a lot of ideas right here. So essentially you have a high. So you draw this as in high. Then you draw this as in HH. And this is higher high. And then you have this as HL, higher low. Or lower high, higher low. No, it would be lower high. Lower high. Alright. And then right here you have this. So this is essentially saying it's a consolidation pattern instead of necessarily an uptrend. Oh wait. I'm so tired. Is this price action higher? Oh wow. We might be in an uptrend. I gotta delete this real quick. so tired. It's ridiculous. I don't know how much I streamed today, but I've been busy today. Let's see. This could be a higher high. No, it's not gonna let me. Right, yeah, this is a higher high. So yeah, you draw another double H. What threw me off is the candlestick close, but technically this wick does set a higher high. That would be correct. So if that was a question, yeah, the wicks absolutely do set precedence for another higher high or lower low. Alright, so you have that idea, and then you have, this is a low right here, so we were talking about the highs, now we're talking about the lows. This is a low, and so it'd just be 1L. And then this right here is a higher low. And that's exactly how you would draw a textbook uptrend. Looking very good. And so to not invalidate this pattern, to start out with, we want to respect this area right here, this scoop right here, essentially, and not break this area right here. Is, you know, on the more macro time frames, but this also looks to be in a relatively decent uptrend, and we could draw some trend lines on that, but I just really want to go off of more of the macro charts. Alright, so we'll keep that for Ethereum, looking good. Bitcoin's really just the one, like Ethereum's doing good, it's just Bitcoin being weird. It's causing Ethereum's price action to, alright. There we go. What? There we go. Wow, massive. So again, you know, really what you're looking at here is you're looking at right here, you have the potential resistance on more of the macro frames, like relatively macro 4 hour for like a trader. This is where a trader would start looking. And then right here you have the support potential, or this is the potential support, and you see that, where's the kick? It's right here, right? This is the 0.5 fib area, and then this is the potential resistance right there. And until one of those are broken, we don't have a clear direction on which way we are heading. And as earlier, you relatively have a doji, and then earlier this was a lot more of a doji, but essentially you do have, you know, consolidation and basically indecision, and we're still looking to find if we're going to be moving higher or lower, and there's a lot of consolidation, a lot of indecision, but once we get, you know, if it breaks this support line right here, we're going lower. If it breaks this resistance line, we're going higher, so we'll see. Those are the two areas that we're looking at. Alright, back to Ethereum. Bitcoin is, I mean, it's good for, I wonder if BTCD is pumping right now. It should be, but some people can be taking profits and things. Let's see, that's on the 4 hour? What the heck? What the heck? It's just consolidating on the 64. That's crazy. We were talking about this potential, I believe earlier this was a double bottom idea. This was clearly a downtrend right here, and then essentially we couldn't continue it in the immediate short term. We did set obviously lower highs, but we are not setting yet lower lows, and so it's obviously consolidating. So you have like a high, lower high, and then you have high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So essentially consolidation after the cool off of a downtrend, and then what I would assume to be the continuation of the trend. The trend is your friend until it ends, and kind of like what we say on this channel a lot is potentially, let me get the drawing tool out so I can show you guys these ideas. So potentially you have this right here, which is a double bottom, and then essentially this would be the next double bottom. There's a bunch of different ways of looking at it, and then essentially this would be the neckline right here of that double bottom. And so if it was to break this area, this would potentially be invalidating, starting to invalidate this trend, especially if we were to start, putting a higher, if this price action was to come out, break out of this right here, which would invalidate, this high as in, this is a lower high, but it would invalidate it if it went up to this level right here. So this would essentially be the breakout target right there, right here, with the start right here. And there's a lot of different ways to draw this double bottom, but you can clearly see a bottom right here. You can clearly see a bottom right here. And then this would be the neckline, and then this right here would be the final to set that higher high that we were talking about. And then this could potentially reverse. And double bottoms tend to be reversal patterns if they do come into fruition. So essentially what we're looking for, or a potential double top. So this right here, let me draw it. And so this right here, not textbook, again, textbook double tops come in from the bottom. They come in from, they come up like this. So the price action's down here, as opposed to up here. It comes from right here, it forms the first bottom, forms the second bottom, and then essentially right here would be the neckline of this double top potentially playing out. And what would solidify that is breaking this neckline, which is these candle bodies right here. And so we're just kind of looking to see where the direction of this price action goes. Well, it's not price action, it's a percentage. And we're looking to see where it goes. Is it going to break this neckline? Is it going to break this neckline? And then this is by far the confirmation, or by far the confirmation of which direction we're going to head out of that consolidation. Alright, US. Let's check in on Bitcoin. Where are we going, Bitcoin? Okay. Okay. Tell me what's the move. Alright, so we'll see. We'll see if it breaks that resistance. It got rejected the first time. That might have been people taking profits. We'll see what happens. I'm actually going to be looking to definitely looking to be taking some profits if we get rejected here. Oh, it looks like we're already kind of getting rejected. Although I do like volume. I'm just going to take out a small percentage of that long that we're in. Yeah, we're looking good right now. Taking out a very small percentage. Alright, let's see if we can get a retest. If we get a hard rejection right here, I would be willing to definitely take out at least 10 to 15% of my portfolio. On, like, not my portfolios in like my HODL portfolio, but that long we opened up. And again, we're doing good, we're in profits. Let's see. I guess I can show you again, in case there's anybody new on the stream. We've been killing it. This is such a small position, but we've been taking profits on it over the few days. We're profitable on it like the entire time. We didn't lose any money. It was a good trade, but it's just I want to exit potentially the entire thing just because Bitcoin's just not looking too hot, and it looks like potentially, we'll have to see how this plays out, but potentially, oh, this is on the 5 minute, there's no way, but potentially if we enter into that falling wedge at the bottom, And I'm not going to get into Bitcoin just because, Bitcoin's Bitcoin, but like Ethereum is so ridiculously undervalued. And I think that if we do drop to something like, the bottom of that falling wedge, I know that, Ethereum is so correlated with Bitcoin that it would also drop. And we could possibly get Ethereum at something crazy like 11,600 or something, and that would be an incredible opportunity to long if we got an idea similar to that. So we would want to hit the wedge, and then we would want to get a confirmation on it, and then also, the big thing is that gravestone doji on Bitcoin on the monthly. So um, that's definitely something to be cognizant of, and have situated and see how the market reacts to it before really opening up a long position. That's one of the things I told myself is like, don't open a long position until you know what's going on that monthly chart. So it looks like a potential rejection right here, which would be huge, but there was a lot of buying momentum, so maybe it's just cooling off before moving higher. We shall see. The big thing is if, this is where this is like, wow, that's a nice support area right there that we found support on. It's right here on this candle and this candle. So this candle opened and this candle closed on that support area. And I think, yeah, these candlesticks, this is definitely massive support on the immediate short term. So if we were to break that we've already tested as support, that would definitely dictate further price action down, because this is probably 68% approximately of this candlestick on the 5 minute. So essentially, anything lower would dictate, a price correction of the trend, which seems to be going up. Is that nearly? Yeah, so. But that also, you have this giant candlestick. I mean, relatively speaking, Bitcoin's just being so slow. But relatively speaking, you have this massive candlestick green, and then you have this massive candlestick red. Like, if anything, that could also just show consolidation and indecision, which is something that we've been seeing a lot. And yeah, that seems to be the case in the immediate short term. Wow, Bitcoin. You gotta do something. I need to go to bed. Like, just literally just touch this or something. Interact with this support level. So then we can get a clear answer. Do you guys have any questions? I'm about to head out. Let me know if you have any questions. That was just so ridiculously, this right here is just consolidation. That was like such a ridiculously neutral close, right? 50% of the candlestick. It's just consolidating so hard. Yeah, I'm gonna call it, because this is the resistance, and then the support's all the way down there. These are the two levels to be looking at. So keep an eye on. This is the 0.5 level, and then this one right here that we found perfect support on is the 0.382 level on the fib that we pulled up. So areas are 33,974 on potential resistance and 32,863 on potential support.